Welcome back, everyone. It's Stephanie from Glittaful. If you're new, welcome to my channel. If you're looking to learn fun and easy glitter tumbler designs and DIY crafts, start today by subscribing below. Become that Glittaholic and click that notification bell to always know when I upload. All right, guys, let's get to the fun stuff. Okay, guys, so you're going to want to use your Papermate Inkjoy pens and start taking them apart. You see that I'm unscrewing the bottom. I'm going to be removing each and every part, and you want to keep it all together. I will be adding these into a Ziploc baggie so that I keep them all together. That little piece right there, the little clip, what you're going to do is you're going to lift it. So you kind of bend it a little bit. Use a plier. It's the easiest way. And grip it and start twisting it around. It's plastic, so it's easily removable. So you just want to do that until it falls off. And then you're going to see that there is a rough edge there. Do you notice that? All right, you're going to want to grab a sanding block. I am going to be using my hand drill, which is in my Amazon store. You just go ahead and click that link below. I use it for literally everything, and it's fast. So I just go ahead and sand that down until it's flat, so that I give my pen a nice smooth surface. I also sand around the pen so that it gives it enough of an edge so that the glitter and the epoxy can stick to it. That's what I do. I did get that Ziploc bag to add my pen pieces together so I wouldn't lose them. I am doing about 5 different cat pens here, so I am a little bit in fast forward motion. I do, and like I said, I sand the pen down just a little bit, just to kind of give it a little bit of that rough edge, just like a tumbler, so that it gives the epoxy something to hold onto. You will notice that I am just trying to ensure that that little piece that's left over from the holder is completely gone and smooth. I am rubbing this down with 91% isopropyl alcohol, and I'm using the straws as a holder. You can use dowels, but I found that the flexible straws work just as fine, and they actually grip them pretty tight towards the top. So I had no problems with that, and it was $1 at Walmart. All right, guys, so once you sanded your pen, you have it on the straw or your dowel, you can go ahead and paint your pen to have a base for the glitter or the design that you're planning to do. I have a couple of different ones on here. I'm going to do a beach theme, a sunset theme. I have a black spray painted so I can show you an alcohol design. I did do an ombre color, and I did a solid. So I started with my black base, and I did about, I set up epoxy. I will be doing the epoxy method to apply my glitter for the pens. This one is going to be strictly alcohol inks. So again, I'm just doing this exactly as I would for a tumbler. I'm adding my epoxy onto my pen. I'm making sure that I'm getting close enough to that rim so that it's fully epoxied and it's beautiful and glossy, but without trying to get the epoxy inside of either the bottom or the top openings, because it will make it hard for you to add in the hardware. So once I have fully applied the epoxy onto the pen, I will be applying droplets of alcohol ink. For those that haven't played with alcohol inks, you will need to have a white to make the color alcohol inks pop. And so that's what I'll be using. I used Jacquard inks from our Glittaful collection. You can purchase these on our website at glittaful.com. I use the colors magenta, purple passion, brass, and blanco. Alrighty, so let's get to that beach pen. Again, applying the epoxy onto the pen just enough so that we have, it works as an adhesive to add our glitters. So the colors that I will be using for this beach theme will be Big Blue, Luxe, and I will be using Saltwater Kisses, which I am in love. You'll want to have something to capture your glitter. And I'm starting to add those on. If you want to have a very nice ombre, you want to add the glitters in an angle. So therefore they're kind of blending into one another. I always start with my darker color first, and then I meet my lighter color at the end. Okay, so let's add our first layer of epoxy. You want to set up your epoxy just as you would for any other design. I am using KS Resin Liquidy Split. You do have a coupon code in the description link. If you use code Glittaful, you get 5% off your order. You'll be applying this exactly however you feel comfortable. So I kind of worked around it a little bit. At first I had it spinning, and then I realized, you know what, I don't really want it spinning. I was just moving the pen around on the straw to get really good coverage, and then I decided I was going to have it spinning so that the epoxy can, you know, level out on its own. But for the application, I did keep it still. And I did learn a couple things from this process here. Like, for example, if you're doing like a beach theme, you might want to have that on a separate turner, only because when you're applying the alcohol ink onto the pen itself, the alcohol ink can drip onto your other designs, which, duh, we should know this, but I was trying to rush through this, and so I did get white alcohol ink to drip onto my sunset pen, but that's totally fine. It really didn't bother me as much, especially because they're for me here. I'll be using the pens, so I didn't really care. But just to forewarn you guys, when you guys are doing these designs, if you are doing an application where you're adding alcohol ink on that first layer and the other pens are not having that alcohol ink, you might want to just set it up differently so that you don't have a mishap. So my pen's dried, my first layer of epoxy dried, and because we're using different combinations of glitters, I'm using a chunky, it will need a sand and an additional layer of epoxy. So I pulled it off the straw, and I am using my Wen hand drill so that I can sand it all around. Not all areas are hard or have rough edges, so I'm just focusing on the areas that may have some of those rougher edges, and I am getting into the grooves at the top and at the bottom, the openings, so that I don't have any epoxy that makes it difficult to add my hardware back in. I'm going to continue to do that throughout all the other pens and get that ready for our final layer of epoxy. All right, so when your pen is dry, it's ready, you can go ahead and start assembling it again. You want to put in your cap first, then your pen piece. Ensure that the spring is at the end of the pen, and then put on the pen cap, and make sure click it on and off so that you ensure that the pen is movable, and yeah, it's retractable, I should say. And yeah, and then you have your pen. Stay tuned. I will be showing how to do a quick fix. Guys, if you have trouble adding in your like a piece, you can always grab an X-Acto knife and kind of scrape on the inside. This is why you want to use some Vaseline with a Q-tip, so that you avoid the epoxy getting into those crevices, because it makes it hard to put these in. Oops, keep doing that at the end, so just be mindful of that. This one in particular is having a little bit of an issue to come down. I'm able to push it down with a pen, but ideally that's not what you want, because then it makes it difficult for the pen to click. To push down, I got. See? That means that the epoxy's in there, and it's kind of making it difficult for it to come out and down. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna push this back in. And we're just gonna try to get it out. So while you guys are watching me kind of play with this cap here, I want to take a quick second to give Brendan Custom Pens a shout out. He is our youngest Glittaholic, and he inspired me to make this video. Check him out on Instagram. Go ahead and give him that follow. There we go, and look, as I push that out, I got the pieces that were stuck in there. So I'm gonna try sticking this back in there. Yes, much better. Put that pen in. There we go. We fixed our issue. But try using, to avoid this issue towards the end, just try using a Q-tip with some Vaseline so that your epoxy doesn't get in there. But really cute, guys. Again, if you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. I will have the glitter colors on our description below. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and on Facebook, and join our crafting group, Glitter Tumbler Epoxy Hacks Beginners to Advance. And I will see y'all soon. You have a glitterful day. Bye.